Return of the fuel-injected 327 V8. Why Chevrolet abandoned this iconic V8. Imagine owning one of the most powerful engines of the 1960s, only to see it abandoned by Chevrolet after just a few years. Yes, we're talking about the failed fuel-injected 327 V8, one of the biggest failures in automotive history. So, why did such an advanced engine technology get scrapped so quickly? In today's video, we'll dive into why Chevy abandoned the failed fuel-injected 327 V8 and uncover the factors that led to the surprising end of this once promising engine. If you found this deep dive into the rise and fall of Chevrolet's fuel-injected 327 V8 fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Muscle Car Masters channel for more thrilling automotive history and expert insights. What is fuel injection? In 1957, Chevrolet introduced the fuel-injected 283 cubic inch V8 engine, marking a major milestone in automotive performance. The 1957 Corvette's Fuelie engine produced 283 horsepower, achieving the impressive 1 horsepower per cubic inch ratio. This innovation improved both performance and fuel efficiency over carbureted engines, becoming a key feature across the Chevrolet lineup, including the Corvette. The 283 Fuelie remained in production until 1961, symbolizing Chevrolet's engineering excellence. Between 1962 and the middle of 1965, the Corvette featured an upgraded small-block 327 V8, commonly known as the Fuelie, which delivered more power thanks to its advanced fuel injection system. By mid-1965, Chevrolet phased out the 327 Fuelie in favor of larger big-block V8 engines. 1962 to 1965, the Fuelie 327 V8. In 1962, Chevrolet replaced the earlier 283 V8 fuel injection system with a more powerful version, the Fuelie 327 V8, in the Corvette. The 327 V8, identified by RPO code 582, marked a new era in Corvette performance with its increased displacement and more advanced fuel injection system. It produced an impressive 360 horsepower and 352 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the most powerful small-block V8 engines of the time. This engine represented Chevrolet's commitment to innovation and performance, offering a sophisticated solution for enthusiasts looking for maximum power and efficiency. The Fuelie 283 V8 featured a 327 cubic inch with 5.4-liter displacement and utilized a mechanical fuel injection system developed by Rochester. This system was considered cutting-edge for its time, offering better fuel efficiency and smoother performance compared to traditional carburetors. With a compression ratio of 11.25 to 1, the engine was capable of delivering 360 horsepower at 6,000 revolutions per minute and pound-feet of torque at 4,000 revolutions per minute. These figures allowed the Corvette equipped with the Fuelie 327 to achieve 0 to 60 miles per hour times in the low 5-second range, a blistering pace for the era. In 1964, the Fuelie 327 V8 underwent a slight update, transitioning to the RPO code L84. Although the horsepower and torque ratings remained the same, 360 horsepower and 352 pound-feet, the L84 version of the engine featured refinements to improve its reliability and drivability. These updates helped smooth out some of the rough edges associated with the mechanical fuel injection system, making the engine more manageable and easier to drive. Despite these improvements, the core characteristics of the Fuelie 327, including its impressive power and advanced technology, remained unchanged. Fuelie 327 versus big block engines. Despite the craziest inventions of the Fuelie 327, big block engines like the 396 V8 quickly gained popularity due to their ability to produce massive power at a more affordable price. The 396 V8, introduced in 1965, delivered 425 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque, appealing to those seeking top-tier performance. However, the Fuelie 327 remained highly competitive in terms of performance, proving that smaller, more refined engines could still hold their own. The 1964 Fuelie Corvette recorded a 14.2-second quarter-mile time, closely matching the performance of the 1965 396-powered Corvette, which achieved 14.1 seconds. Additionally, Mickey Thompson pushed the 1962 Fuelie Corvette to a remarkable 13.89 seconds in the quarter-mile, demonstrating the impressive speed and capability of the fuel-injected 327 V8. Although the 396 produced more raw power, the smaller, lighter Fuelie 327 still provided a nearly equal level of performance, particularly on the track. The Fuelie 327 was a finely tuned engine that could keep pace with its larger counterparts, making it one of the most efficient small-block engines of its time. Mechanical issues with fuel injection. One of the major drawbacks of the Fuelie 327 V8's mechanical fuel injection system was its complexity. Developed by GM's Rochester division, this system was a significant innovation for its time, but required meticulous maintenance to ensure optimal performance. While the system was generally reliable, it demanded specialized knowledge and tools that many independent mechanics lacked. According to reports from service professionals, approximately 25% of Corvette owners experienced issues with the Fuelie system due to the lack of proper servicing. As a result, owners had to invest more time and money to maintain the system properly. The intricate design of parts like the fuel injectors, pump, and valves required precise adjustment, something that was challenging without the right equipment. This complexity ultimately led to an increase in service costs by up to 50% compared to standard carbureted systems, making it less appealing to owners who sought more affordable alternatives. A critical issue with the Fuelie 327 V8 was the lack of expertise among independent mechanics to maintain or repair the mechanical fuel injection system. Most mechanics, particularly those working in non-dealer service shops, lacked the training to properly service the system, which contributed to widespread failures. Industry statistics show that 30% of independent repair shops did not have the necessary tools or knowledge to diagnose and repair the mechanical fuel injection system. This lack of specialized training led to misdiagnoses, improper repairs, and, in many cases, complete system failure. As a result, many owners of the 1957 to 1965 Corvettes chose to convert their Fuelie systems to more familiar carburetor setups, which was easier to maintain and less expensive. How about the price? The mechanical fuel injection system of the Fuelie 327 V8 was significantly more expensive to maintain than traditional carburetors. For example, in 1965, the L84 Fuelie added $538 to the Corvette's sticker price, which accounted for 25% of the base price of a 1965 Corvette convertible. In comparison, the 365 gross horsepower 4-barrel carbureted 327 V8 was a $129 option, offering only a $400 difference for just 10 additional horsepower. The added cost stemmed from the specialized equipment needed to adjust the system and replace parts like the fuel pump, injectors, and valves. Over time, the high cost of maintenance made the Fuelie system less attractive, especially as big block engines like the 396 V8 became available with similar or greater performance at a much lower cost of ownership. Another significant challenge was the availability of replacement parts for the Fuelie 327 V8's mechanical fuel injection system. Many of the parts required for the system, such as fuel pumps and injectors, were only available through Chevrolet dealerships, and their limited supply led to long wait times for parts. By 1965, the shortage of parts and the increasing difficulty of finding replacement components for the Fuelie system made it even more impractical. As a result, many owners turned to aftermarket carburetor systems, which were more readily available and cheaper. This shift caused a dramatic decrease in the number of Fuelie-equipped Corvettes, further contributing to the end of the Fuelie 327's production by mid-1965. The end of fuel injection in the Corvette. In 1966, Chevrolet introduced the 427 cubic inch V8, which quickly became the top performance engine for the Corvette. The 427 V8 produced a staggering 425 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, a substantial leap over the Fuelie 327. Despite its success, the 327 Fuelie era came to an end, marking the shift to larger, more powerful engines. Additionally, the affordable carbureted power provided by these engines made the higher-priced fuel-injected option less appealing and out of reach for many buyers, ultimately leading to the discontinuation of the Fuelie 327 in 1965. The Corvette's future. The decision to phase out the Fuelie 327 in favor of larger engines such as the 396 and 427 V8s is often viewed as short-sighted in hindsight. As Chevrolet's future Corvettes evolved, it became clear that the small block V8, with its better balance of power, handling, and weight, would be the key to the Corvette's success. The big block engines, though powerful, were bulky and negatively impacted the Corvette's handling. In contrast, the lighter small block Fuelie 327 offered better agility and balance, enhancing the car's performance, especially in cornering. The success of the small block V8s and the Fuelie 327 paved the way for the return of fuel injection in 1982, shaping the future of performance cars. Do you think GM will ever bring the fuel-injected 327 V8 back to life? Fuel injection's return in 1982. Although Chevrolet discontinued the most failed fuel-injected 327 in 1965, the legacy of fuel injection lived on. In 1982, Chevrolet reintroduced fuel injection to the Corvette with the introduction of the Crossfire injection system. This return to fuel injection was driven by the rising demand for better fuel efficiency and lower emissions. In the 1970s, as fuel economy standards became stricter, carburetors were no longer enough to meet new regulatory requirements. The 1982 Corvette featured a 350 cubic inch V8, and the new fuel injection system allowed it to produce 230 horsepower while meeting stricter emissions standards. This move would eventually become the norm across the automotive industry as fuel injection was adopted more widely. Chevrolet's decision to reintroduce fuel injection in the 1982 Corvette marked the beginning of a new era in Corvette performance, one that balanced power with efficiency and environmental responsibility. Legacy of the Fuelie 327. Despite its relatively short production run from 1962 to 1965, the worst fuel-injected 327 V8 Fuelie remains an iconic part of Corvette history. Known for its advanced mechanical fuel injection system and its impressive performance for its time, the Fuelie 327 is still regarded as one of the best small-block V8 engines ever produced. In particular, it represented Chevrolet's early efforts to embrace cutting-edge technology in a production car, offering power, efficiency, and refinement. The Fuelie 327's legacy has been cemented in the hearts of collectors and enthusiasts, who continue to praise the engine for its engineering and performance. While it was eventually overshadowed by bigger engines like the 396 and 427, the Fuelie 327 was a game-changer that helped establish the Corvette as a true performance car. Today, it's still considered a milestone in the history of the Corvette and remains a testament to Chevrolet's innovative spirit in the 1960s. The most failed fuel-injected 327 V8 was truly ahead of its time, representing a bold step into the future of automotive technology. While its run was relatively short-lived, it laid the groundwork for the fuel injection systems we see in cars today. Chevrolet's decision to phase it out in favor of larger big-block engines might have made sense in the context of the 1960s muscle car era, where raw power was king. But the Fuelie's legacy endures as a testament to Chevrolet's commitment to performance and innovation. For anyone who appreciates automotive history, the Fuelie 327 remains a fascinating chapter, one where cutting-edge technology met raw American muscle. It's a shame we didn't get to see what more could have been achieved with it, but we can only admire the incredible performance it delivered during its brief reign. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Fuelie 327 and its place in Corvette history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating insights into automotive legends. Your support helps us continue bringing you stories like these.